We've all been looking forward to this particular edition of Jody's Favorite Things. It's a person. It's a young woman with a great mission in life. Karina Alibhai, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I met your dad,
yes,
and he talked about how proud he is of his children, and then talked to me a little bit about this magazine. I said, please send me a copy. Talk to us about this magazine. By the way, the magazine for real girls, how did it come about?
Well, I did it for my school project in grade 10 at our school to graduate the MYP program, the middle years program in the International Baccalaureate program. You get to create a project called the personal project. And we were allowed to do anything we wanted, so I decided to make a magazine.
A real magazine for real girls like this. Yes. Reading through it, Karina, honestly, it is unbelievable. I wish I could publish this and get it out to really tweens and girls that are headed off to school in a couple days here and might be stressed about that ideal sort of perfectionism.
The Barbie look.
Yeah, and what inspired you to want to do this and bring this message across?
Well, I've always had a love and passion for magazines, but there was nothing really in there I could relate to. And I'd always look at the models and be like, oh, I want to be like that. And I'd read the articles, and they'd only focus on one aspect of my life.
Right.
And so I wanted to create a well-rounded magazine, in a sense, that featured on real girls, somebody I could relate to.
And then you did this video. We're going to roll some video here and continue our conversation. This video made us weep in the BT offices because the message is so true.
Yeah.
Not just for girls, but for anybody who's stressed about that crazy ideal. You directed and produced this. Talk about the girls that are in the video as well.
Well, they're all real girls. They're all my friends, and honestly, I asked them just to speak from their heart. And these are all issues that girls like me face. And I don't think they're being addressed as much as they should be because they're really important issues.
Putting ourselves in a position of feeling bad about going to school because of our appearance, and with weight being the top category, and it's unbelievable, especially when you're growing. You're 16 years old. You're not even fully mature yet, and you're worried about how many. What was the percentage of children on diets? Little girls on diets?
It's insane.
And how do we change the world? Well, I'll tell you how we change the world. People like you. Seriously. What do you aspire to do with your life?
I want to go into journalism, and I would love to start a magazine like this and just like print it and give it to all these little girls who are having problems or feeling bad about themselves, because I think it's important for somebody to pick them up when they're feeling really low.
Give us your tips for those watching right now worried about school.
I have 3 tips. One of them is to boost your self-esteem, and you may think, how can I do that? But just start small. Start complimenting yourself. Say, oh, my hair looks good today, or small parts, and then you'll gradually start to feel more confident and like yourself more. And I think that's a huge part, liking yourself and then loving yourself, because if you don't, then many people aren't gonna. And another tip I have is to lead a balanced life. And I know it's kind of vague, but it's really important. I mean, teenagers, we have a lot on our plates. We have school, we have sports, extracurriculars, but I think it's really important to organize your life and see where you want to put your time. Right. And where it's important. And also volunteering and giving back to your community. That's a huge part. And not only are you helping others, but you're also helping yourself and learning about yourself. And it's just a great skill to have.
Right.
And another tip I would have is to create a personal style. And when you hear me say this, you might think, oh, a fashion style? And this could be a starting point, but I think it's important to develop your character and also who you are. So start asking yourself, what are my values? How do I want other people to see myself? And then as you develop this, it'll stay with you and it'll be who you are. And just always remembering your values and your beliefs, and also staying true to who you are. I think that's really important.
It is so important, and it's unbelievable. I'm sitting across from a 16-year-old who just explained to me what happened last week to me. It took me 45 years to figure out you need to trust your character and be who you are. And that is just wonderful that you bring that out. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And I have to tell you something that we haven't mentioned all morning long. I met Karina's dad through work as somebody who might possibly come on the show, somebody who is in the business of
self-esteem.
Self-esteem. He's a non-surgical cosmetic physician. And I was shocked and amazed and surprised that the self-esteem is so prevalent in certainly one and likely all of his children. Thank you, Karina, for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Your parents should be very proud of you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I don't know how do we follow this up. Kyle, you have to come up with something funny for your goodbyes. 8:54.